morning West Coast, good afternoon East Coast, hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Sunday and it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Hard to believe it's yet another Sunday. We are one Sunday closer to Christmas and the end of the year and New Year's and all that kind of crazy stuff. Kind of crazy that we're beginning to wrap up 2023 and looking ahead to 2024. Yeah, hard to believe that. But hope you're having a great holiday season. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you celebrate a great Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or none of the above or anything like that. But we're almost there. And I actually do own Christmas shirts. I swear, I do have Christmas shirts. So, Joyce is here. Becca is here. Hi, Becca. Good to see you. Josie, Soteri, Candace, Judy, Diane, Andrea, Katie Crafts is here. Jackie is here. Constance here. Sarah, Pat Strawhouse. Hi, Pat Strawhouse. Good to see you again. Donnell is here. Donnell sent me a very lovely message on Instagram. She sent honey and a lip balm my direction, and so I sent her a fabric postcard, and she told me she loved it and that her son was very confused by it. Tracy, Shelly, Terry, Joan, Barbara, hi guys, so good to see everybody here. Lily, welcome. Good to see all of you here today. Let's start off, first of all, excuse me, hold on. I haven't finished my coffee from Dutch Bros yet, but I just scarfed down something. I realized that I had, like, not even kidding you, 5 minutes before I went live, I was like, oh, I need to eat something. And so I scarfed down some food really quick, and it's trying to fight back a little bit. Mary H is here from Minnesota. Hello. Kathy, hello. Good morning. Kathy, I love you so much because she says, good morning. Wait, I gotta do it right. Good morning from Tasmania, Australia. Kathy, I think your caps lock may be stuck on, and you may be shifting at the right, anyways, it doesn't matter. But good morning, Kathy. So good to have you here from Tasmania, Australia at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how you can stand all of this chipperness at 6 a.m., but good morning. Yeah, so Donnell says, yeah, definitely working on some education on what a quilted postcard is. I'm very glad to hear that. All right, so let's do the announcements and all the stuff that we normally do at the very beginning. First of all, I got to show you this. I finally was able to grab this from my quilter. She had been on a retreat since I got back, and so was finally able to pick up my second place ribbon for my quilt. I am so excited to add this to the ribbons. I now have 4 total ribbons, including that honorable mention over there. I think that's honorable mention, right? Yeah, honorable mention for one of my quilts, not the Daydreamer quilt, but I know, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And it has like the official State Fair logo on it and all that kind of stuff. It is so pretty, and I'm so excited to finally have that and put it up on my collection of ribbons. Oh, so nice. I love it. I love it so much. Katrina says, good afternoon. It looks like the storms have passed through. The winds are picking up. Hopefully we are not going to have any wind damage. I hope that is the case for sure. All right, so let's talk about something else. Channel memberships. Thank you guys so much for your congrats, by the way. I see them coming in. Y'all are about 30 seconds behind where I'm at. So thank you very much for the congratulations. I really, really do appreciate that. Hi, Teresa. Welcome. So channel memberships. A lot of you have been asking about, not a lot, a few of you have been asking about channel memberships. And the story basically goes, I started my channel membership long ago, long before I was doing quilting, and nobody was using it. No one was utilizing it. No one was doing anything with it. So at the time, I set it to, like, you can't undo channel memberships once you launch them. So at the time, I was like, well, I'm just going to put it up to the highest price available. Nobody's going to pay for it. I don't have to worry about it, but you know, it'll still be on my channel, but nobody will purchase the membership. Well, Becca, thank you very much for purchasing a bronze membership. So Yeah, so I didn't really utilize them. And then Sue Allen came along and purchased the channel membership. And so I was like, Sue Allen, you don't have to do that. Like, that's a lot of money because it's $24.99 a month. I was like, that's a lot of money. And she's like, I love your channel. I love supporting you. So it's totally worth it. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't feel like you're getting your money's worth, but okay. But several of you have asked for channel memberships and for me to get a more accessible channel membership. So I have done that. I have gone through and I have now added 2 more levels. I have a bronze level and a silver level. Bronze, I think, is $199. Excuse me, I'm trying to remember the prices off the top of my head. Bronze level, $199. Hi, Jackie. Thank you so much for purchasing the bronze membership. Welcome to the membership. Bronze level, $199. Silver level, $4.99, and then gold level is still $24.99. And if you don't know what a membership is, the channel membership basically is a recurring tip that you give to YouTubers every month, and that helps support their channel. So if you're purchasing a membership here on my channel, that amount is going to come out of your whatever account you're using once a month. And that's just a way to tip your YouTubers and let them know that you support them. It is not a requirement. Do not feel like you have to sign up for it at all. I just want to let you know it's available. If you so choose to sign up with a membership, you have it available and can do so, and I greatly appreciate your support. If you sign up at the bronze level, you're going to get special emojis. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much. Andrea, sorry. Thank you for, Nikki B, thank you so much for your membership. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Becca. Bronze, $199, silver, $4.99, and gold is $24.99. So if you do the bronze, you're going to get access to the emojis. Your name will be highlighted in green, and that just indicates that you're a channel member. If you look next to Becca, so Becca's membership has a little green star next to it. As you progress in the channel membership and have the membership for longer, that star will change colors the longer you have it. At the silver level of $4.99, you're going to get early access to videos. So I can actually set videos so that way you can see them before anybody else, it releases to everybody else. So you'll actually get early access to some of my videos, not all of them, but some of them you'll get early access to. And then at $24.99, I shout you out and highlight you in the chat. I'm like, wow, Sue Allen, thank you for becoming a member. So yeah, I appreciate that. And thank you all so much for wanting to help support my channel and help me grow. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I think I covered everything in channel memberships. If I forgot something, please let me know in the chat or in the comments. I'll do my best to answer your question if you have one, but that's channel memberships, and thank you guys so much for joining. I'm honestly shocked that already 4 people have signed up today. That's amazing to me. So thank you guys, really appreciate that. Tomorrow, where do you find the join tab on the iPad? I think if you go to my profile, it's on the main profile. I could be wrong. And Becca, if you happen to know that answer, let me know. Lynn says, running late and we'll restart you from the beginning. Hello, Lynn, from the future or the past. Where do I sign up? There may be, and I'm not 100% sure because I went to look at my profile and it's a little confusing. There may be a join button next to the subscribe button under this video. If there's not, if you go to my main profile, there should be the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, it may be like a drop down or something like that. But next to it, there should be a join. Wherever you're finding the button, it should say join on it. And that's how you join the membership. All right, so tomorrow, you're not gonna want to miss the video that I release tomorrow because guess what? There's a giveaway. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be releasing a video that I'm super excited about, and I hope that y'all will be just as excited about. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it because I wanna leave it as a surprise, but tomorrow, check out my channel around, I think I set it for 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, somewhere around in there. And there's going to be a giveaway that goes along with that video. I have some really amazing, it's exciting prize. It's an exciting prize. And it's not just one either. So tomorrow, check out my channel. The video will go live. I couldn't make it a premiere because it has links in it. So I've got to wait for that video to go live before you can access the links. So tomorrow, check out my channel. There is a giveaway and there's some other goodie info on there. So make sure to check out that video tomorrow. Finally, this coming Saturday, I am going to be a part of The Guy Who Sews. Sean, his channel, I'll be over on his channel. We did a recorded interview a couple of weeks ago, actually while I was still at Becca's house. We did a recorded interview, basically a trunk show, and he wanted to include me in that. So thank you very much, Sean, for allowing me to join that. So check out on his channel this coming Saturday. I have a little segment in it, and I'm super excited for that. I'm going to try and be there because it's a premiere, so I'm going to try and be in that premiere and chat with everybody. But I'm not sure like timing and everything. So just check it out next Saturday, and it's going to be super, super exciting. So, oh good, Donnell is in that as well. So Donnell will also be in Sean's video as well. So, and thank you, Becca, very much for giving the instructions for how to join the membership, channel membership. All right, so hi, June, welcome. I think that is everything. I literally had to make a list of everything that was going on. Randy, thank you so much for joining the channel membership. I greatly appreciate that. Pat Strawhouse, thank you very much for becoming a channel member. I greatly appreciate your support. God, I sound like a politician or something. I really do mean it though. I really appreciate your support. All right, so today we're gonna be finishing up. If you caught it a couple of weeks ago, Tracy, thank you so much for subscribing. I thought I had this working as well for membership, but I guess not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that. I thought when people join the membership, it would also light up here on the screen. I don't know what's happening. Sorry about that. So, a couple of weeks ago, Becca and I worked on a 4-patch challenge. You may have seen this quilt a couple of weeks ago when I was on her channel, and I love this quilt. This quilt is turning out so great. Love how it's looking. The 4 patches that I did are just, I love the black against the colors, and it's just so cool. So I'm really loving this. And in between each is that kind of, it looks like sprinkles. It's actually called Seed Stitch. It's a Tula Pink. And unfortunately, I couldn't find, like Becca was kind enough to let me dive into her shelves and use what she had on her shelves. And why did I just do that? Because I need that. I don't know why I threw it over there, because I need it. But anyways, but she was just short a little bit, and I scoured the internet trying to find it, and I found it for ridiculous prices. And so I started tapping people on social media and saying like, hey, does anyone have this? I could use a little bit of it. And somebody reached out and said that they were going to send me some of it. So I have enough to finish this quilt now. So today I figured we were going to finish the quilt top. That's what we're going to do. We're going to finish the quilt top, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're basically going to finish the quilt top. That's what we're going to do. Nikki B says, it looks great, Ian. I want to make that pattern. I thought it came out pretty cool. Candace, thank you so much for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating the sashing that goes around the outside, and then I stole, I didn't really steal, Becca let me have it. I have some more of that grunge. I knew I wanted to frame it out in the grunge, so I have some of that grunge fabric, and we're going to frame it out using that to add the extra border. So let's work on finishing the what's it called? The thing, you know, the thing, the sashing, that's the word I'm looking for. We're going to finish the sashing in between all of them. or not in between all of them, but around the outside. Josie says, I absolutely love the color contrast in that quilt. Thank you. That's what I was going for, and I think it turned out really well, to be honest. I do need to grab a ruler because I'm realizing I didn't cut off the selvage. So I need to grab a small little ruler and work on trimming the selvages off each side. And we're just going to keep working. The doohickey, you know, the doohickey. Exactly, like the thing. It's always funny because I watched when I was learning binding, I learned Jenny from Missouri Star Quilt Company. And she was saying selvage, and like apparently somebody chastised her on how she says selvage. And so she like very predominantly said like selvage, and I can't, like every time I think of the word selvage, that's what I have in my mind. It's really funny. The doohickey. Hello, Donna Hoffler. Welcome. Back shortly. Pizza is here. Ooh, Randy, what kind of pizza did you get? We've talked here on my channel before about I love pineapple on pizza. So yeah, pineapple and pizza definitely belong together. And if you are not of that opinion, well, you're just wrong. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love pineapple and pizza. You have top thread. Don't yell at me like that. My machine is sitting here saying, I don't have top thread. Yes, you do. Sometimes I know. Oh, maybe we don't have top thread. What is happening? Wow, I don't know what just happened here. That just completely came out. Well, looks like we are going to start off today's live by rethreading the machine. That's what's gonna happen. It like completely was like, nope, not gonna sew at all. Hi, Janine. Oh, well, that's one reason I just left the bottom compartment open. That's what happened. Hello, Katie, welcome. That may be one of the problems, is the bottom, I left the bottom part open, and so it may be like, what the heck? The first I saw someone put pineapple and ham on pizza, I refused to eat it. Years later, I tried it, and it's a nice option. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very yummy to me. Because selvage is not the same as selvage. Yeah. Let's see. I have problems saying words anyways, so like selvage is one of those that I'm just kind of give up on. I'm like, well, whatever, it's the doohickey. It's the doohickey. She's acting out because you were gone, right? She sewed very nicely yesterday. She was doing great. I worked on putting a binding on my Piazza quilt. I got my Piazza quilt back from my quilter, and so I've been working on putting the binding on that quilt. All right, let's see. Let's see if we are good to go this time. Cheryl says, hello, Ian, new subscriber. Love watching you on Sew Becca and her channel. Oh yeah, from Minnesota. Welcome. I hope you're having a great day today. There we go. Yes, that sews a whole lot better. I don't know what happened, but sometimes just rethreading the machine. I did change my needle too, because it had been a hot minute since I changed my needle. So I did go through and change that really quickly as well. I'm just going to do just one more line of stitching just for the fun of it. Because that first couple of stitches didn't quite work out well, and then it worked out well. And then it started working. Katie says, Merry Christmas from the both of us to you. Thank you so much, Katie. I greatly appreciate that. That is so kind of you. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nikki B says, Canadian bacon and pineapple is the best. I agree. I totally agree. Karen says, hi Ian, I know you made the bag from By Annie and was wondering if you would consider doing a tutorial on it. I have a pattern and I am so nervous to dig into it. Just asking, love the quilt. Thank you. So yes, I do have a bag from by Annie that I made. I was stupid and I like cut the good fabric first. Normally when I put bags together, I cut a test bag out of muslin and then I sew the entire thing using the muslin, and then I go back and do it with the actual fabric once I know what I'm doing. That bag, I stupidly cut the good fabric, and thankfully everything worked out and it wasn't a big deal. I was able to do it. It is kind of a complex pattern. I'm not gonna lie. It is a little bit of a complex pattern. I don't think I'm gonna be doing a video tutorial on it because that would probably take me 5-6 months to put a tutorial together. However, By Annie does have video tutorials on their website that you can purchase, and she kind of steps you through, and I actually purchased them because I was like, some of it was so confusing to me. So I did purchase the video set as well. So she does have the videos available for purchase. Thank you, Katie, for that. Oh, I already said that for that super chat. It's just a little behind. Yeah, so I don't want to take away from her money. And so, we're doing the effects. I don't know what's happening. It saw me, I guess, do thumbs up. I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to take away from her revenue because she put time, effort, and money into doing that tutorial. And I don't feel right stepping on her toes and doing the video tutorial of that. You know what I mean? So I probably will not be doing a video tutorial on that. But I do tell you, her videos are good and she really does step you through it pretty well. So, Canadian bacon is the best. Absolutely. Let's see here. Ian, where do you store your finished quilts in your small space? A lot of them are in my closet. I have one up. I try to have one up behind me at all times. And then basically anywhere I can kind of store them. Basically where I can find places for them is where they get stored. Andrea says, we have a wonderful day full of lives today. We have Ian now, and then we have Katie, and then Teresa Louise, and then Tiffany. Is there anyone else in our group of friends that I need to know about finishing a quilt today? Awesome. Of course, Becca. She kicks everything off on Fridays, Friday evening lives, but I'm pretty sure you probably know about Becca already. And then I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head at this very moment, but there are some other ones out there. I think So Be It Quilts goes live on Tuesdays, maybe? I can't remember. Catherine asks, which pattern from By Annie? It's the Get Out of Town 2.0 bag, I think it is. I got that pattern and I love it. It's a good pattern. It's a lot. It is a lot. Get ready for, if you're doing that pattern, you're gonna get into it a little bit. And you might even have to put that project in timeout for a little bit. So Terry says, do it again, Ian, wave your thumbs. It thinks the quilt is like me, and so it's not, yeah, it happens. Let's see. Thanks, Ian. I will check it out. Yeah, honestly, that's my honest opinion. Her videos are really good. Definitely check into them. I would recommend downloading the videos, or it gives you access. I don't think you can download them, but it does give you access to them. Lily asks, what is the status of your card template? Making my first cards and can really use it. Stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned. Nikki B asks, Ian, do you oil your machine, especially after being gone? I watch other YouTubers and quilters, and she oils her Bernina. I do oil my machine. That was the first thing that I did when I got back home and started using her for the first time, is I did oil my machine. I do oil my machine. I don't do it every single time I go to sit down. because I found that puts too much oil on everything. So I do it about every other bobbin or so. Katie asks, how many finished quilts do you have and how many quilt tops do you have? I don't know. I do not know, to be honest, how many finished quilt tops I have and how many quilts I have. I counted once, but that number is like well outdated at this point. So I'm not sure how many quilts I have at this moment. It is a lot, though. It is definitely a lot. Fallon is Wednesday. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I couldn't remember if it was Tuesday or Wednesday, so good to know it is on Wednesday. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Put that there. It's so hard to read comments and work at the same time. I miss being with Becca and us being able to bounce back and forth between reading comments and working and all that kind of stuff. Welcome back, Donnell. Glad your mom called. Hope she's doing well. Hopefully she wasn't... I always think of like the howler from Harry Potter when Ron drove the car, and the howler that comes and starts yelling at him. Christine says, hi Ian from Australia. It has been a very wet cyclone Jasper, but everything has been okay. I'm so glad to hear that. I saw about that on TikTok. I didn't realize that there was a cyclone over on that part of the world, but I'm glad that it seems like everybody's doing okay so far. Gosh, when you put a new needle in, she gets so quiet, and I love it. When you clean out all the fuzz and put a new needle on, she's so quiet. She's so quiet. She's so quiet. Let's see here. Let's do another one. For some reason, the first couple of stitches just don't seem to stick sometimes, and so whatever. Let's see here. Yep, Donna is on Monday. You were right. Tracy is doing binding right now. The best way for me to store quilts is to lay them open on the bed in the spare room. I would love to be able to do that if I had a spare room. Man, that would be great. Because I don't like folding if you don't fold your quilts, like it can get permanently pressed. That fold can get permanently pressed into the quilt. And so I do try to go through my stack of quilts every now and again and refold them. So that way the creases won't hopefully become permanent. Auntie L says, I always quilt my own quilts on my domestic machine. However, I just had 2 quilts long arm. I put them both on the guest room bed so that I could drool over the quilting. Now to trim and bind. Isn't it wonderful when you get a quilt back from the quilter? And it's so gorgeous, and you're just like, oh, I love it. I love getting a quilt back from the quilter. My poor quilter, we had our Christmas party for our guild. I need to pay my membership. I just realized that I need to renew my membership again. I keep thinking about it, and then it pops out of my mind, and I forget about it. But she literally had to bring a wagon with all the quilts, because I had the quilt from the state fair. I had another quilt, I had my Piazza quilt, and then I had my Vortex, my color Vortex quilt. And so she had a wagon full of quilts for me, and she's like, man, I was like, oh my, I didn't mean for you. And then I dropped 2 more quilts off with, one of them was a mini, but yeah, I dropped 2 more quilts off with her and was like, hey, hope you want some more business after Christmas, because here's some more for you. Oh, Katie is not going live today. Thank you. I'll call you on speakerphone. There you go, Becca. That'll work. Hello from your state, says Vera. Hello, welcome. If you get a spare room, you can get a couch. Right? Right? If I get a 2-bedroom, then I can have a couch. Wouldn't that be nice? That would kind of be nice, actually. I would kind of be okay with that. Oh well, one of these days. One of these days. All right, let's see here. How do I want to do this? I'm going to go this way. One of these days, I would love to have a house. I'm gonna put it out there like that. It would be nice to have a house someday that I could, you know, live in and have multiple rooms where I could, you know, live and have a house. Houses are so expensive. Oh, okay. I was very confused for a second, Becca. I was like, what is Becca saying? What is happening? I don't understand, but now I do. Open this up. I'm gonna do this seam open. So I was getting it ready. And now we sew. Now we sew. So I'm just going to put the sashing on, and I'm going to try and get all of these seams open as I go over them. Some of them are not going to want to cooperate. I can already tell that some of them are going to fight me and be like, no, we don't want to be open. If I was smart, I would have pressed this before I got started on the live today, but I was not smart. And I was like, nah, it's fine, it'll be fine. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, you know? That's what happened. And I think this quilt might be a little cattywampus, but you know, it wouldn't be an off-kilter quilt if it was not cattywampus, right? When I lived overseas, they made a sweet pizza. I must say it's delicious. I just put shredded mozzarella cheese on the pizza base and then sprinkled sugar on it. Try making one. Really? Mozzarella cheese and sugar? Huh. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by that because that does not sound like it would make, although the mozzarella, because it's kind of salty-ish, it'd be a little like salty. Like me on a Tuesday? No, just kidding. I could see that working because it's got a little bit of saltiness to it and then a little bit of sweetness. So yeah, I could see that working. I just don't add marinara sauce to the pizza base. Good to know. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out because that sounds intriguing. Come on. Work with me. Thank you. I definitely think this is going to be slightly cattywampus, and I'm just going to have to be okay with it. Just going to be okay with it. I probably should have put on my quilting glove as well, but I forgot. I like to use my quilting glove, and by the way, it's not actually a quilting glove, it's a garden glove that has those little sticky dots on them. I got it from Daiso because the other ones were too small for me. I ordered quilting gloves, and they were too small for me because I am a guy, and those are sized, obviously, for mostly women, and so my hand was too big for it. So I went to Daiso and I found some gloves and they work perfectly for quilting gloves, and I like to use them a lot when I am trying to maneuver the large amount of fabric around. Tracy says, now I want pizza. Becca says, I got a YouTube ad mid-Ian sentence, missed a few seconds of your thought process. I was telling Mark from the ad to go away. Yeah, I figured it out, but I was very confused, like I said, for a moment. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? Don't understand what's happening. But then I figured it out, and I figured out that it was an ad, and you were yelling at the ad. Let's see. Karen says, so any ideas where you want to end up living, Ian? We have a home in, I'm thinking that's Illinois, and a winter place in Arizona. My grandchildren are in Illinois. Some can't see moving anywhere full time. I don't know. I'm still very torn on what to do. I have a couple of ideas. I don't want to make the wrong move, you know? Like, I don't want to go someplace and then be like, oh, that was definitely like not the place that I should have gone. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. The good news for me is anything besides Texas, apart from maybe Florida, is a good move, right? So like I definitely want to get out of Texas, and I feel like almost anywhere else is going to be better than Texas. So that's the good news. The bad news is I'm still not sure exactly what that looks like, where that is. There's a lot of thought. In fact, I just talked about this with one of my best friends over the weekend here. So more to come. Stay tuned. I know I say that a lot here on my channel, but it is the truth. Stay tuned. You never know where I might pop up next. Let's see. Brenda uses garden gloves. They grip better. I love them. I think they are they're perfect for what I need them to do. So I definitely can see how gardening gloves work well for it. Tracy says, I heard prices are pretty good in Tennessee for housing. Not a fan of Tennessee. Not a fan of Tennessee. Got to be honest with everything that they are doing there at the moment. Not really sure that Tennessee is the place for me. Is that going the right way? Yeah, that's going the right way. So I'm going to get this one. It's going to have a little bit of tail on it, and then once I get it, I'm going to trim it off here in a bit. Auntie L says, Vegas used to be a good place, but prices are getting crazy here. Yeah, the desert of Las Vegas, I don't think so. Beth from Good Goods has stickers. Cindy says there are a few states that I don't want to live in, and yeah, there are a few states that I don't want to live in either, for sure. And I feel like Texas is getting to be one of those places. I'm ready to move on, and that's okay. I've been here for 37 years. I've seen a lot of things. I, of course, have not seen everything here in Texas, but I've seen a lot of things, and I think it's time. It's time. Let's see. Southern Oregon is a beautiful place to live. I just visited my best friend and love it. I love Oregon a lot. I would love to live there. It is unfortunately too expensive there. I think that is a place that I would love to live there. 100%, but it is a bit expensive, and I don't think that's going to be a good fit right now. Let's see. Totally agree about Florida. I was born here and live here my entire life, but my heart breaks at some of the hate coming out from our state governor. One of the reasons why I do not plan on moving to Florida, unfortunately. Let's see. Have you considered Raleigh or Beaufort, North Carolina? I have considered those. In fact, Raleigh was actually the place that I was considering like the most. I was honestly thinking Raleigh was going to be the next stop for me, but I have kind of marked that one off the list. I don't think Raleigh is going to be it for me, unfortunately. I think you should move to Columbia, Missouri. We could hang out there, and there are 3 fantastic quilt shops. That sounds like a plan to me. I'll start booking everything. Let's see. Cindy, I'm not sure if you meant can or can't avoid politics and consideration of where to live. Yeah, that's my biggest thing is like, guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, there are, you know, some things that we, as YouTubers, we kind of censor ourselves on, and like, we don't want to rock the boat and everything. I'm going to be transparent with you. There are some places in the United States right now that I just don't feel safe. Texas is becoming one of those. I just don't feel safe here anymore. And that's one of the major reasons why I'm wanting to move out of the state. There are some other places currently in the United States that are that same way, where I just don't feel like I would be safe there. And so that's factoring into my consideration of where do I want to go next. One of them is, will I feel safe there? So it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to kind of work through and figure out, like, what makes me feel safe? How do I feel the safest there? You know, all that kind of stuff. So that is one of the factors playing into it as I try to figure out what the next move is. I also use gardening gloves, but with the tips cut off. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's see here. Washington State is beautiful. I know, Washington State is beautiful. Illinois, taxes are high. Tennessee isn't bad. I'm in Georgia. I have no complaints. If I was to move, I would think about South Carolina. That's where Mary's moving to, is South Carolina. Excuse me. Come to Virginia. We have it all here. You do have a lot of things in Virginia, that is for sure. I did enjoy my time a lot when I was staying with Becca. So you do. Virginia has a lot going for it, especially like closer to the DC area. Andrea says, I'm currently in Texas, but I am from the Ozarks of Missouri. You would love it there near Silver Dollar City. I definitely would love to visit Silver Dollar City and the Ozarks. I think that would be wonderful. And Dollywood and all that. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cool. I would love that. I really, really would. Cindy, whoops, I lost it. Hold on. Teresa says, look at Baker City, Oregon, Ian. It's beautiful there, Eastern Oregon, and that's where I want to move back to. I will add that to the list of places to research for sure. Make sure I'm not about to sew over my finger. This quilt is going to be lopsided. There's just nothing I can do about it because I did not square up this outside, and I thought, man, it should be fine. It's going to be a little weird. It's going to be a little weird, and I'm just going to have to be okay with that. I'm sure it will come out great. Cindy says, hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great holiday. Maggie says, Missouri might be good. Lots of quilting activities. So Terry says, Ian, I agree. You have to consider your safety. So Terry also uses kitchen dishwashing gloves with the tips cut off of them. Sounds like a good, because that rubber would hold on to everything that you're working on, so that makes sense. Can't avoid politics. Yeah, it absolutely, Cindy. I figured that's where you were going with it, but I just wanted to make sure that's what you were aiming for. It's hard. It's really, really hard. And I got to move somewhere that I feel safe about the politics. Let's just put it out there. I have to move somewhere where I feel safe in the politics, no matter what. Cindy says, I moved to southern Tennessee from Illinois, and people are friendly here, and the cost of living is a whole lot less. Absolutely. I hate the fact that, like, a lot of the places that have the lowest cost of living are also some of the places that are putting together the most restrictive legislation against LGBTQ and trans. So, Like that's a hard thing for me because I would love to have my I mean, who doesn't want their paycheck to go further? But then you have to deal with all of that legislation that's happening right now, and I'm not okay with that. Not okay. Ooh, I need to fix this really quick. I just looked down and my one of my seams is starting to come undone, and if I had sewn it, if I had sewn the border, if I had sewn this sashing on, it would have left a hole. It would have been a hole there. So I'm gonna like do some quilt repair real quick to try and close this up so that way I don't end up having a hole in my quilt top. I'm so sorry, I apologize. Like I said, I grabbed some food right before I went live, and it's getting like caught in my throat. I need to grab some water, so I'm gonna grab water here in just a second. Auntie L says, I totally understand. Since October 7th, I feel less safe out and about. The newest avenue of anti-Semitism, I can't say that word, I apologize, is terrifying. I have gone to synagogue a couple of times, and it is a little nerve-wracking being there and like having policemen there, you know? I'm sure you understand exactly what I'm saying, Auntie L, but it is a little nerve-wracking, just like having that be a normal part of things now. So I'm trying to like concentrate and think and talk at the same time, and it's not working out great for me, but all right, there we go. I'm gonna grab some water really quick. Thankfully, it's just over here. I'm so sorry that I'm coughing directly into the microphone. I'm trying very hard not to. Excuse me. I am so sorry. Woo. It's like I ate some I scarfed down some Belvita breakfast biscuits right before the live, and they're like super dry, so they're like stuck in my throat a little bit. So I do apologize so much. I'm trying to find the mute button and I can't get to it fast enough, so I do apologize. Linda Lindsay says, New Hampshire welcomes you, no sales tax. I would love to go somewhere else that has, not necessarily no sales tax, but because Texas doesn't have state income tax, which is nice, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Mona says, unfortunately, nowhere is safe anymore, and I worry about my daughter. I feel that deep down in my soul. Trying to get, like, it's so hard sometimes when you're trying to fix something and you're having to like maneuver the quilt in really silly ways to make it like get to that seam that you've already sewn that's like in the middle of the quilt. It can be hard. So Terry says, Ian, do you have any Tums? Tums? Andrea says, no worries, Ian. We all have those coffee, sneezy, etc. moments. I appreciate it much. Thank you guys for, and I know it comes across so much louder on microphone, so I apologize. Dragonflies for Donna says, if you were in VA right now, so Becca would be rushing in with a huge glass of water for you. Absolutely. Thankfully, I already had my water like poured. I had just left it on the counter in the kitchen, so I had to run and grab it real quick. I have a camping friend in Connecticut who is the president of his synagogue, and they have felt the need to have 2 armed members at every gathering for the past several years. Pat, it's... So, okay, let's... something that I am exploring right now is I am exploring Judaism. I have never felt very comfortable in religion, and out of all of the religions out there, Judaism has spoke the most to me. So I'm currently taking Curious About Conversion classes at a synagogue that my friend attends. And it's been very helpful. It has been really awesome. I don't know if it's where I want to be or like 100% everything, but it's super interesting and I'm learning a lot. So I'm glad I'm doing it, and I'm glad I'm taking those classes, and I'm glad I'm exploring. I'll put it that way. So Terry says, she put in the chat some like Mai Tai drinks or something like that, emojis, and it says, this isn't water, but it's close. I will take those drinks very much. Let's see. Auntie L says, I still go out, but I don't wear my Star of David anymore. That's a shame. That's really a shame. I hate that. I really, really, really hate that a lot because it's not okay. Anti-sentiment, I can't say that word, is not right. It's not right. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. What kind of Bernina do you have? I have a, this is the B770 Quilters edition, and it is the Tula Pink edition. That's why you see that kind of rainbow plate right there. Got her back in 2020, right before the pandemic, thank goodness. And she's been a wonderful machine ever since. I did sew on the 790. I just spilled all the salvages on the floor. All right, well, that's just gonna go on the floor. I did play on the 790 when I was at Sew Margabo, but I just can't, this is my machine. Like, this is going to be my machine until the end, at least like the end of her life, maybe the end of mine. And so I just can't, I love her. I love her too much. I can't, they were like, you can trade her in for fun. And I'm like, no, no. She's mine. She's mine, and she will be mine forever. Lots of suggestions on where to live. Unfortunately, Virginia is a Commonwealth, and so they tax you to death. Says Morgan. So sad that people can't live where they want to live without feeling safe. I totally agree. Cannot agree. If I could like a comment hard enough, I'd be liking that comment real hard at the moment. I would like to stay in Texas. I do well, that's not true. I do like Texas, but it's getting too hot. It's getting too hot here. I'm really ready for a cooler climate. I don't need like polar ice or anything like that, but you know, a little cooler would be nice where I don't have to run the AC on Christmas Eve. Seems like every Christmas Eve we're running our air conditioner, and I'm just like, really? Like, can we not do that, please? Can we not run our air conditioner every single Christmas Eve? Let's Let's see. Andrea says we have armed security guards at our church too. We are a Christian that supports Israel. My husband is the head of security. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that that's where we are today. I really apologize, guys. I don't like to dive into these kinds of topics, and I apologize if you're looking for an escape and like you come to my YouTube channel as an escape for that. I do apologize for bringing this topic up and going down this rabbit hole of conversation. But you know, it's sad that we live in a day and age when that's the thing, you know? It is crazy. It is crazy. Katie says we can all just move to Greenland because it is the safest place to be and we don't have to worry about all of that. So we're all going to pack up. Let's just all pack up, move to Greenland, and start a quilting coven in Greenland. How about that? All right, we're going to move away from that topic. I don't want to bring anybody's day down. And I know that a lot of times y'all come onto YouTube as a way to escape. So let's continue on that path of escape today. And we're going to move on to another topic. I know I'm the one that brought it up. And again, I apologize. But let's find a fun topic to think on and talk about how many of you out there have finished your Christmas shopping and or holiday shopping. I don't know if I have or not, to be honest. I need to make a list of anybody else that I need to buy gifts for. My best friend and I, we decided we're not going to exchange gifts. As many of you know, I'm not a fan of Christmas, and Christmas is kind of a hard time of year for both of us. And so we both kind of agreed. We were like, what if we just don't do presents this year? And honestly, that has been like one of the best things. That was like one of the best decisions that we did because we're both not having to stress on Christmas gifts. So does anybody else have any Christmas gifts still yet to come? Lily says, Ian, as a member of the tribe, if you convert, we would welcome you. I really appreciate that very much. I really, really appreciate that. I felt very welcome the first time I went to the Curious About Conversion class. It was very welcoming and I loved it. So, a quilting commune would be wonderful, wouldn't it though? Wouldn't it? It'd be great. Bambi says, I grew up in Southern California and at Christmas, windows were always open. I can believe that. But it actually gets cold at night there. Like when I went to Disneyland, I had to wear my hoodie at night because it got chilly. It would get chilly. It would get chilly during the night. Donna says, dragged hubby all over stores yesterday to finish shopping. I would join that coven in Greenland, says Kathy. If enough of us were here, Candace, we would open up a fabric store. There you go. Bambi says, I'm done, made all of them. That's awesome. Did you get Margot quilted? Judy, I have not. I handed it off to my quilter and we are going to talk about like what to do. I do want to quilt that one myself, so I need to find time when, like after the holidays when she's available and I can go over there. Linda, oh, that's a good one. My friend and I decided just to go out and eat instead of gifts. I like that idea a lot. That's a really good idea. Just go out and go out to eat instead of buying each other gifts. I just noticed a hole. Well, yeah, it's just barely there. I think it would be okay, but I should probably, I'm gonna pick this out really quick. Where did I put my tray? Becca gave me her old tray since Fallon's husband gave her the new one. Where did I put that tray? It's hiding from me. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna pick this out really, really super fast because I want to quickly, grab the, I want to grab this before I lose it. Did I already lose it? Oh, here it is. I want to pick this out real quick so that way I don't end up with a hole in my quilt top. So I want to make sure to take care of this right now while I'm looking at it, so that way I don't end up forgetting to go back to it. So I may not look at comments for just a moment. I did see that, who was that? Somebody used their custom, Randy just used the custom emoji. There are 2 custom emojis if you join the channel membership that you can use. And guess what? Randy Bishop just dropped one of those 2 into the chat. So you can see, if you become a channel member, you can use custom emojis that I have created. And I have a couple more spots to create some more. So I might add some more in the future. You never know with me, because I never know. Let me fix this really quick. I think I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm gonna get this right there. Whoops. Actually, I'm gonna pick this just a little bit more so that way I can get a little bit more room, and I'm making sure that I'm not gonna go over something that shouldn't be put together. See, this is me doing Quilt Doctor practice, because this is in the middle of the quilt. This isn't in off to the one side. So I'm unpicking my stitches. And yes, I know I could do the Becca method of going in there, grabbing, and she has this really great tutorial on how to use the seam ripper, and it's a really good one. But I don't want to go too far, so I'm literally unpicking stitch by stitch so that way I can get exactly the amount that I want, and then I can go back and fix that when I'm putting everything back together again. So let me just do this one little stitch real quick just to make sure that I have everything fixed. There we go. That's what I want. Right there. All right, so now we're going to make sure that this is aligned, and I apologize that I'm not looking at the chat at the moment, so feel free to chat amongst yourselves for just a second while I really quickly do this. The sucky part is I'm using black thread, and unfortunately this is a white, so it will show, but we're going for a finished quilt top, not a perfect quilt top, right? Right, guys? So that's what's going to happen. All right, so now I have fixed that one little part. I'm going to grab the rest of the quilt, and I'm going to sew it all back together again. This is Quilt Doctor 101. You didn't realize that you were going to be on an episode of Quilt ER, did you? So now I'm going through and I'm just sewing back over the line that I ripped, so that way when I finish this one little seam right here, it will all be realigned back together. And I did back stitch at the front, and I am going to back stitch again here at the end. I'm even going to knot my thread to make sure that it is good. Joyce says, rip and be safe, not sorry later. Absolutely. Catherine says, are you going to show your vortex quilt? Do y'all want to see the vortex quilt? Let me know in the chat if you want to see the vortex quilt. Because if you do, I just might. Please show the vortex quilt. I'm making some fun stuff for some people. Excellent. Every time, Donnell says, I swear every time I hear the word seam ripper, all I can think of is, oh, why is my iPad doing this? think of Laura Lynn's song from, yeah, Laura Lynn's Seam Ripper song. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. Me too. Yes, we do. Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're gonna take a pause on this, and we're gonna grab Vortex. I still need to start my Vortex, says Auntie L. All right, so I still need to I still need to sew down the back. This is a faced quilt. If you've never heard of faced quilts before, they don't have binding. They are faced, and so it just wraps around to the back side, basically. Yeah, this is the top. So, Donnell says, I was showing my family your Vortex last night and they loved it. I'm so glad. I'm so excited to put this into shows. I'm sad it didn't make it into QuiltCon, but I am super excited to enter this into other shows because I'm hoping it's going to bring home some ribbons. But this is the back. This is what the back looks like. It's really, really pretty. I love the backing fabric that I chose for it. And then this is what the front looks like. I'm not going to be able to hold this all the way up, I don't think. But this is what the front side looks like. Oh, I don't know what, I can't see the camera, so I don't know what you're seeing at the moment, but this is what it's looking. Whoops, let's go this way. This is what it's looking like. So it's got some really fun textures in it. And yeah, it came out so good. It came out so, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is what it's looking like. Thank you guys so much. So many of you are saying that you love it. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it came out really, really beautiful, and I'm so excited to get it finished. So as you can see here, the back, there's right there, that's the edge of where it is, like where the back, I'm not explaining this right. If you are interested in learning how to do a faced quilt, head over to Cotton and Bourbon. She does a free tutorial download PDF that you can download to see how to do a faced quilt. I need to download it myself. I did download it. But if you want to learn how to face a quilt, she has a free downloadable PDF that you can check out. Andrea says, I've been quilting for 60 years and I swear I learn something new every time I watch one of you young whippersnappers videos. I learned something new. I love y'all. I am so glad. I've never faced a quilt before. And so this was the first time that it was done. Funny story about that. You'll notice that it has been faced. I did not do the facing. I told my quilter to, because QuiltCon, I needed the pictures for QuiltCon to enter into QuiltCon. So she pinned it and I took pictures of it, but you couldn't see the edges. And the QuiltCon people responded back and said, hey, we need pictures of the full quilt, no hiding anything. And I was like, dang, okay. So I messaged my quilter and I was like, hey, can you just pin it back and I'll do the facing when I get back home? Because I was in DC at this point with Becca. And so she went through and did the facing for me and glued everything down. I still have to hand stitch everything, but she glued everything down. And she said, here you go. Here's the proof. She sent a picture of the back and was like, here's the proof that it's finished, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, but you didn't have to do that. And she's like, I couldn't lie to QuiltCon. So I went ahead and did the facing for you. And I was like, I really appreciate that very much. So it has been faced. It's glue basted. I just need to hand sew it now for sure. Josie says, amazing, a ribbon winner for sure. Cross your fingers, cross your fingers. Randy Bishop says, I have been thinking about my 2024 crafty goals. One of them is to make a throw size quilt for each of my siblings, including me, 5. And our mom had 50 plus orphan blocks that I will include in the, oh, that's such a great idea. I love that. I love that. Catherine, I'm not sure that's a full sentence there. Sorry, I think there may have been like a brain switch. Can you make a she did a fabulous job quilting? Can you make a she did a fabulous job? I think there was like a transition in thought in that sentence. So I think you might need to go back and finish one sentence, start the other one. I don't know. I do that all the time. Don't feel bad though. Like I literally mid-sentence will like switch and people are like, what the heck just happened? Lily said I had to stop sewing today. I cut myself and everything I made had to be jacked. So I'm quitting before I hurt myself. I'm so sorry. You got to be careful with those rotary cutters and everything. It hurts to cut yourself. So Terry says I just found the site with the download. Thanks, Ian. You are very welcome. Jack the Ripper emoji. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have to. Need to see if I have a couple of crafty friend or like designer friends. I might be able to ask one of them. Be like, hey, can you make me a Jack the Ripper emoji, please? Thanks. Thanks. Linda says, what's the name of the lady doing the facing video? Is it on YouTube? No, it is. Audrey is her name. It is Cotton and Bourbon. If you go to her website, if you type Cotton and Bourbon quilting into Google, you'll go over to her website. She has multiple PDF tutorials, including how to face your quilt and another one on how to make a quilt sleeve, which if you are going to be entering quilts into competition, you need to have a quilt sleeve on your quilt. So that gives you a tutorial on how to do that. Lynn says the Vortex is gorgeous and I like the backing too. I love the backing for it. It was such a perfect choice for that quilt. Really love how it came out. And I'm so glad that y'all love Vortex. I am in love with Vortex. My quilter did such an amazing job and I cannot wait. I don't want to say, like, I don't want to get ahead of myself and like count my eggs before they're in a basket, but like I'm hoping I can win some ribbons with that quilt because that's an awesome quilt if I do say so myself. And I think it's going to come out. I think people are really going to like it and I think judges are really going to like it. So cross your fingers for me that it brings home several ribbons because I would love for that to be the case. Cotton and Bourbon. So Terry, Cotton and Bourbon. What charm pack is this? If Becca is still in the chat, maybe she can let you know what charm pack this is because I don't remember. We did talk about it on her live stream a couple of weeks ago. So if you go back to the four patch challenge on her channel, you should be able to see it. Karen says, that's awesome, Ian. My family decided no gifts, also only grandkids. It's so much more stress-free and relaxing, right? Isn't it? It's so much better. Like it's so much better. It's so much better not having to worry about gifts. And also my budget is always like tighter in December because a lot of my like subscriptions renew at this time of year, and so like I'm always a little lower than where I want to be because of the subscriptions and Christmas and New Year's, and I also have to get my car inspected this month and do the oil change and all that kind of stuff. So it's always more expensive for me in December because there's a lot of things that I need to do the membership for my guild. I keep forgetting about that. I need to do the $40 membership fee. Which, I mean, $40 is not not a lot, but I just keep forgetting to do it. Oh, and I have another, dang it. I have another seam right here that needs to be fixed before I finish this out. I did not backstitch on these, and this is a lesson to me to backstitch more. That's awesome, Ian. My family, oh wait, we already talked about that. So Terry, I can tell that you did a fantastic job with your sewing machine. Thank you. It's called Quilt Facing Tutorial. It's a free download, as Ian stated. Absolutely, it is a free download, free PDF download that you can do. And then she also has the quilt sleeve tutorial PDF as well. So you can do both of those over on her website, and they are free. Free. It's gonna be tax season before we know it, and we'll get to see those commercials again for free taxes. Y'all remember that from this year when they were like, free for free. Apparently I did a horrible job sewing this together. Let's see here. Oh, thank you so much, Diane. Diane put it in the chat. The charm pack is Beyond Bella. Thank you. I couldn't remember which one it was. I was like, it's a charm pack. Adulting is so overrated. I agree. I was talking about that yesterday. My friend's kid was like, I want to grow up. I want to be an adult. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't, kid. He's like, but I'm so bored. I'm like, I would love to be bored again. Sewing with Luane says, good afternoon, Ian and gang. Can you believe we're only 6 to 7 weeks till Tree of Life starts? I can't believe that. Don't remind me, because it's going to be a lot. I have a lot on my plate for 2024. And tomorrow, you're going to find out something else that I added to my plate. So, yeah, you're gonna want to see that. It's going to be fun, though. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for the video tomorrow and the project that it is going to contain. So, yeah. Like I said, don't forget, for those who came in late and didn't hear me prior, tomorrow I'm releasing a video, and you're going to want to watch that video because there's a giveaway with it. So, watch my channel tomorrow afternoon around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Shelly says, I just got back. The hub's birthday and grandkids came over to give him a present. Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday to him. I can't believe you guys still have to have your cars inspected. I can't see because my iPad is blocking that. We used to here in Iowa, but not anymore. Yeah, we still have to have our cars inspected every year. Although I feel like there was some legislation that happened that you don't, like they're taking that away, I think. I don't remember. We'll see. It's hard for me to keep up with some of the new legislation sometimes. But I think they are like working towards where you don't have to have your car inspected every year, but I could be wrong. Oh, guys, I watched on, if you have Apple TV Plus, I watched Hannah, and I can't remember her last name. She was on Ted Lasso. I watched her Christmas special. Y'all know I'm not a fan of Christmas. I watched that Christmas special, and it was cute. It was super, super cute. I love Hannah. She is a boss, and she is amazing. And I watched that Christmas special, and it was just so much fun. It was a lot of fun, a good way to spend an afternoon. I think it was like 45 minutes or something like that, and it was great. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Linda, I can't add links because, yeah, it's a website. And links are disabled for anyone who's not a moderator. If I have any moderators in here. Thank you, Hannah I can't say your name. Waddingham. There we go. Becca, would you do me a huge favor? Could you go over to the Cotton and Bourbon website? Could you grab the link for the facing tutorial. It is a free tutorial. Just give the link for it, if you would, in the chat. So that way it directs people directly over there. Oh, look at you. You were 5 steps ahead of me, Becca. Thank you, Becca. Already ahead of you. I hear Becca saying that now. Go a couple more stitches. There we go. There we go. All right. Now let's do the trimmy trim. I'm gonna have to clean this up later. I just throw everything on the floor and I'm like, I'll get it later. All right, so we're going to open that up. Oh, and I kind of messed that up a little bit, but you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. How did I get it so wrong? I don't know. I got it really wrong. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. This will not be a show quilt. This will be a loving quilt. This will be a quilt to love and hold on to forever and ever. Oh boy. Let's see, right about there, I think. There we go. And now we flip it around and do the other side. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Greatly appreciate that. She says that is beautiful, Ian. And then, like I said, Cotton and Bourbon, which you have the link in the chat now, also does a sleeve tutorial as well. So definitely check out the sleeve tutorial. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. Why did you do that? It's like the last couple of stitches just didn't stay. I think it's probably because I don't know why. Doesn't matter. I'll fix it super fast. Super fast, super fast. I do something similar. I make the backing fabric out of about an inch larger than the front, and I turn to the front, and I turn it to the front to bind. Got to leave it bigger to start with and trim to an inch. Yep, that was actually what I did for my first quilt, because my aunt didn't really know. We had just kind of started learning about quilting. And so that's how we did my quilt, because that's how she had done it in the past. And so she's like, oh, this is what we do. And so I thought that's how you did it, to be honest. So that's what we did on my Disney quilt. And that's how I thought it was done for a while. And then I'm like, oh, you do it differently. Oh, okay. Close. Actually, do I want to close it? Nope, I sure don't, because I want to trim this really quick. Thank you, Becca. I greatly appreciate it. Becca just sent me a text message with all the links that I need to add to this video after it's over with. You are awesome, Becca. Everybody give a round of applause to Becca. It's fine. I'll pick it up later. Nana Mona says, hi Ian, just got here and your quilt looks wonderful. Yes, a loving quilt. You're great at it. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a loving quilt and not like a show quilt by any stretch of the imagination, but that's okay. That is okay. A loving quilt. And like a lot of times when I do show quilts, I have to quilt them to death. So Morgan says it's because you like pineapple on your pizza. Your machine is rebelling. Oh man. I guess so, huh? Everybody's putting clapping emojis and applause emojis into the chat. Thank you guys so much for that. Do they have bourbon also? No, no bourbon on that website. She's cotton and bourbon because she does enjoy bourbon. She's also in Tennessee. So obviously Tennessee is known for its bourbon, or is it Kentucky? Is it Kentucky bourbon or Tennessee bourbon? Anyways, she's in one of those states that's known for bourbon, and so she's cotton and bourbon. Cotton and bourbon. Which is really funny too, because there's a cotton and steel here in DFW. Kentucky, thank you. Kentucky bourbon. Tennessee whiskey, thank you. Kentucky bourbon. All right, so she's in Kentucky then. Excuse me, so sorry. I always get those two confused. But yeah, that's why she's cotton and bourbon. I took a class from her at QuiltCon last year, and it was a really good one. Really liked her. Randy says, I'm making treats for the family. This year, I'm including a few of our mom's favorite too. We love her fudge recipe. She loves cherry winks and Christmas wreath cookies. You can send one this way too. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We also, where did you find your extra tuller material? I had a very lovely person reach out to me and let me know that she ordered it for me and sent it in my direction. So huge thank you to her. She knows who she is. All right, let's see how this works. Becca is amazing. She's amazing. Let's see here. The top, yeah, I'm going to make the sides shorter. I'm going to make the sides shorter and the top longer. How many charms packs did you use for this quilt? One charm pack. I cut each of them into 4. I don't like how that looks. I'm a little mad. I don't know how I messed it up as badly as I did. So I'm trying to decide. I'm going to unpick it. I'm going to unpick it. I'm going to unpick it. It's not going to take long. Fix it now before you like encase it permanently. And just, you know, let's just fix it now. Take the time now. Get it fixed so that way it doesn't bother you. Nobody else would notice it, but I just don't like the way that this fabric, like there's a couple of stitches sticking out. And I just need to fix it. Just need to fix it. That's all that's gonna happen. We're just gonna fix it really quick. We're gonna get it over and done with. And then it'll look beautimous and we can move forward. So you're now getting to witness 2 doctor moments today. Dragonflies for Donna, I will in just a moment. Let me fix this really quick and then I'll hold it up. I want to get this fixed really quickly. And then I'll hold it up for everyone to see. But I want to fix this. I definitely want to fix this because it's bugging me. Bugging me, bugging me, bugging me. There we go. All right, so now let's go over here and unpick this again. Hey, Jacqueline. Did I say that correctly? Jacqui? Apologies if I am pronouncing that very wrong. I probably am, to be honest. Andrea, I don't believe she's going live today. I could be wrong. I believe Teresa's going live. Teresa, what time is your live? And then Becca, and then excuse me, not Becca. Tiffany will go live later today. Stop! Get out of the way. Stop! There we go. Now we're getting there. Last night she should. Oh. Last night she said she was going live with you. I thought, not today. We're going live. What? Katie, what day is that? I forget. It's in January. I have it on the calendar. Jacqueline. Okay, cool. Jacqueline. Jacqueline. I have dyslexia, so I do apologize if I pronounce your name wrong. It's basically with dyslexia, I see words as whole blocks, and so it's hard for me to break down blocks of words, or a block of, like, a word into its individual parts. So I do apologize if I, like, mispronounce your name or say it completely incorrect. Come, get in there. Ian, will you be live on Christmas Eve? Yes, I will. Any news of the Mavericks getting a new arena to play in? Wayne, I don't think so. I think they just did upgrades to the American Airlines Center, which is where the Dallas Mavericks play. I don't think they're going to be getting a new stadium anytime soon because that one just got refurbed, so I don't think so. Yeah, our Sew Together is in January. So Becca says, you guys, I finally finished month 11 of Vortex on month 12. Congratulations, Becca. You're almost there. I can't wait to see what you do with your Vortex quilt, Becca. It's going to be pretty cool. She's also doing Iris, too. So if you're doing the block a month from sorry, I'm like distracted because I'm trying to make sure that I don't tear fabric or rip fabric. She's also doing Iris from Legit Kits. There we go, that's the word, Legit Kits. Almost got it. I backstitched on these, and so that's why it's a little harder to get these stitches out, is because I backstitched on them, so almost there. Piece it and hang it on my rack. There you go. TMI, Becca, TMI. Katie says that she and I will be sewing on January 27th. I thought it was the 27th. 27th. It'll be 7 p.m. Greenland time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm almost there, guys, I promise. Y'all are like, God, Ian's taking so long. These stitches are hard to come out. There we go. I think I might have gotten it. There we go. All right. Finally got it. Pull out this fuzz and then we'll fix it. Fix it. Love the quilt you have hanging behind you. Thank you. This is the Village Green Puzzle Mystery Quilt from Cotton Cuts. This was the Village Green in Aster colorway. All right, there we go. Donnell says, there you go with the rack again. So Becca and Ian, I know. I just can't help but talk about Becca's rack on my live stream. Just can't think about anything else. Derry says, hey, haha, Becca. I've actually repurposed my rack with tops to be quilted, stealing your idea. Becca, flimsies? I think you need a different nickname for that rack. All right, let's see if I can do it this time. I'm going to cut my thread there, and I'm going to double check that that's what I want. Yeah, that'll work. It's not pretty, but it'll work. It'll work. So I'm going to put everything back together. Thankfully, it was on the very end. So I'm just going to put it all back together again. I piece faster than I quilt. I enjoy piecing more than I do quilting, and I'm really eager to stop procrastinating so that I can use the automation to finish more quilts. Yep. I'm excited for you to get that automation on your machine because I know that you would be on that 24/7, 365. You would zoom through quilt tops real fast. I feel like. All right, let's go here. And we're gonna finish this out. You know, sometimes it's really good just like, could I have left that? Yes. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't gonna like cause major issues, but it was bothering me enough that I knew if I didn't take care of it right then, it would not get taken care of. So I needed to take care of it. And sometimes you have to take that extra step. All right, so this is what we got so far. Oh, I love that last border, last sashing. It looks so much better with that. There we go. There we go. Now we can really see it. That looks so good like that. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to do the sides now. Let's do the sides. Josie says, Ian, you do a great job to sew and check and chat and amuse us all at the same time. Not pronouncing names correctly is no big deal. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Terry says, laugh my off. I have tops that have been sitting for years, but they usually fold and put away, and I like your idea of hanging them in plain sight. It'll motivate you. Someone in our sewing group says Auntie L was running a quilting special for a 60 by 60 quilt for $60, and that's why I had 2 of my quilts quilted. My goodness, $60? That's cheap. That's really cheap. Wow. Sewing with Lane says, I called myself a topper as I make tons of quilt tops, but finish them off. Give me time. Thank you guys for all the love on that, what I've done so far. I appreciate that. Did this just do what I think it did? It sure did. Let's cut that and try again. I don't know what happened there. It like got caught up in the machine for half a second. Like tried my machine. Sometimes I like to put the single stitch plate on my machine most frequently, because sometimes, since it has a very wide space, sometimes pieces will try and go like get eaten down inside of it, and so a lot of times I'll have my single stitch plate on, but I don't have that on at the moment because I was doing a lot of zigzag stitching recently, and so I needed the regular plate on, and so right now some of my material, what happened was some of the material was trying to get pulled and sucked into it. It sparkles, thank you. I think it does too. I like it. Terry says, Ian, I love how the black makes those colors pop. Awesome choices. Thank you. I really wanted something dark to contrast up against the brighter pops of color, and so I think that black was a perfect choice. The black looking squares, are those solid black or grunge? They are grunge. They are a black grunge, which again helps. I don't typically go, it's not true. I sometimes go for solids, but for this quilt it needed that kind of texture in those blocks. Andrea says, that is a good quilt for guys. I love the bright colors and have a hard time coming up with quilts for the male members of my family. That quilt mixes bright and dark so well, it would be perfect for all. I agree. I feel like this is a good like gender neutral quilt. Like either anybody could enjoy this quilt. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I feel like would resonate with it. So we are at 2:45. I'm going to give us until 3 o'clock because I'm actually meeting a friend at 3:30. So I'm going to wrap this up here in about 15 minutes. We'll see how far I can get with it. And if I don't finish it on this live, which I don't think I'm going to be able to, I will show it off. The fully completed project, I will show it off next time, next Sunday. I think your Bernina is upset with you. She knows that you've been sewing on a Juki. You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. Not wrong. Just like, how dare you cheat on me? But I came back to you, I promise. I came back to you. I love you. I do like the Juki. It was fun, but I love my Bernina. Love, love, love my Bernina. It was weird coming back to sewing on her again because I don't know. It was just like I had gotten used to the Juki, and so I started sewing on the Bernina again, and I was like, wow, this is very different. It's very, very different. Had to relearn all the things again. I'm gonna fold this open or press this open. There we go. And we're gonna keep going. Did I not just say we were pressing you open seam? The seam, like, I pressed it open with my fingers and then it was like, nope, just kidding. Jeez. Jeez. Oh, so I only need 2. Okay, well, that's cool. I can do that. I put 3 on because I thought I was gonna need 3, but apparently it just needs 2. Yeah, it's the 27th. 27th, I'll be live with Katie over on her channel sewing, I don't know what. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know what I'm gonna sew yet. That's a 2024 problem. I've been saying that once or twice at work. That sounds like a 2024 problem. See how deep your voice went when you talked about love and Bernina, right? So true. Okay, I'm gonna rip this because I thought I needed 3 strips of the grunge for the border, but apparently I only need 2. Cheryl says, Ian, I'm sorry I'm new here. Your colors, are they yardage or fat quarters? So these, the colors were a charm pack. They were originally a charm pack, and then we cut them up and made them 4 patches. So originally started off as a charm pack and became a 4 patch. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this up again because I wanna see what this looks like with the black border added onto it. Oh, yes! Look at that, guys. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. That's perfect. That's gonna be so perfect. So now I'm gonna do the opposite one. But first I need to, whoop. Sandra says, yes. Andrea says, love it. Catherine says, stunning. Yeah, it came out really well. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Thank you, So Terry. I really appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. I'm gonna do this. Looks great with that black border. I am so excited for that. I think that's gonna be, I think that was a very good choice on my part. Andrea says, I subscribe to over 700 channels, so I have to pick my favorites to watch. Goodness gracious, that's a lot of channels. I don't know that I would ever be able to watch everyone's videos. See, that's coming apart. I don't know why. Looks great. Headed out. See you next time. Goodbye, everyone. See you later, Janine. I think that needs to be entered into a quilt competition. They would not award this one by stretch of the imagination. No, I don't think this would do very well in quilt shows. Just saying. Just saying. There are too many mistakes in this one, trust me. It's good that y'all are far away and cannot see up close. I'm watching Ian and Polar Express, waiting for my Reuben. Couldn't see what it said. Where did it go? Okay. At my age, I do not sleep much. My TV run pretty much all the time and only on YouTube. That makes sense, I see. Don't ask me why I know this, but next year, Christmas and Hanukkah come on the same day, and we're going to have Christmas Kwanzaa. I actually just heard about that when I went to the class. The rabbi was saying that Christmas and Hanukkah next year will coordinate at the same time. Cheryl says, so somebody could make it from fat quarters. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can make it from fat quarters, I believe. I feel like there's... Yeah, from fat quarters? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Back stitch. Just because it seems like the first couple of stitches recently are not wanting to like stay, and I don't know why that is. So we're gonna start off with a back stitch. You could even use jelly roll strips. Absolutely, you could. Definitely use some jelly roll stitches, or jelly roll stitches. Pfft. Jelly rolls for it, absolutely. Yardage for the back around. I think you meant background. Yes, yardage for the background. The sprinkles, I don't know how much yardage you would need for that. The sprinkle fabric in this one, I don't know how much I ended up using, but you would need yardage for that one for sure. But each of the sashing is 2.5 inches cut, so it finishes at about 2 inches. I don't know how big this quilt top is going to be when it's all said and done. It's going to be smaller than what I normally make, but I have the feeling that I'm not going to be keeping this one. So I like my quilts bigger because I'm 6'2", so obviously I'm going to want a bigger quilt to cover all of me. But since this one will probably be one that I'm not keeping, I'm not going to the extremes that I would for a quilt that I would keep myself, if that makes sense. After Jeopardy, I have no idea what's on TV nowadays, as YouTube or Netflix is all I watch. Absolutely. What is the pattern name? That is a great question because I kind of made this up. I'm sure there is a pattern out there that looks something like this, but this is just something that I made up. So there's no pattern. There's literally no pattern for this, at least not one that I have made. Basically, it's just a whole bunch of 4 patches, 2.5-inch striping or sashing in between each, and alternating the black grunge fabric and the 4 patches. Because I knew the 4 patches would be too small of a quilt if I just did 4 patches. So did the bigger, made it the quilt bigger by alternating the 4 patches. I backstitch a throwback from my garment sewing days. I thought I was a dinosaur, but now it seems to be spot on. Waving from Memphis, Robin. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, I typically don't backstitch, but for some reason my machine today is just acting a little weird, and it's like, okay, maybe we should backstitch. Maybe we should backstitch a time or two. I don't know why, but it seems to be helping. Gang, if sending gifts from Amazon, make sure to tell them to include a gift note. I got a package the other day of 2 100 strips of 2.5 and no note. Good thing I knew it was my mama. I think I saw your post on the male quilting group, in the male quilting group, Luane. I think I remember seeing that. Because I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. Donnell says, when I see that quilt, all I can think of is Taste the Rainbow. Ooh, that would be a good pattern name. Taste the Rainbow. I kind of like that. Kind of like that name. Did you just name this quilt? I think you did. I think you did. All right. Time to trimmy trim. Trimmy trim, 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 trim. Wow. I always backstitch. Sometimes I even backstitch where the seam meets. I've done that too sometimes, just depending on what it is and like where it is. Call it Becca and Ian on the lamb? Becca and Ian on the line? On the live? Oh, Becca, call it Becca and Ian on the live. Oh, that's a fun name. That'd be kind of fun, you know, nod to Becca and I being on live stream together. All right. There we go. All right, it's that time. So we are not gonna get any further today, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. I'll probably finish this tonight when I get back. So those are the sides. Does it make it a good size quilt? Oh, lamb is a great adventure. Oh, good to know. I didn't know that. There we go. That is what it's looking like, guys. And actually, that's a really good throw sized. Rainbow sherbet with chocolate sprinkles. I like that. That's fun. So there we go. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. I just need to put the top and the bottom on now. So hold it this way too so you can see it this way. Oh, that's looking so good. I love that. I love that a lot. It's turning out really, really pretty. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and in the live stream here, I'm gonna work on that tonight when I get back. And then next week, I will show you, I don't know what we're gonna do next week. Next week Christmas Eve? Are we already at it? Yep, next week is Christmas Eve. So next week we will do something. I don't know what, but we'll do something and maybe I'll do a giveaway. Don't forget, tomorrow there is a video coming out that has a giveaway, so pay attention for that. You won't want to miss it, and it has a lot of good information in it for you, so make sure to check that out. Thank you to all that joined the membership today here on my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate that very, very much. Don't forget, Therese is going to be live later this afternoon, and then Tiffany will be live later this evening. I think that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, guys, normal is just as sitting on the dryer. I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.